Mom wasn't there when he passed away. I was there. Dad had his eyes closed, but he was making a face, so I asked him what he was looking at. He said he was looking at me, and I was all grown up. He saw me climbing up a hill in the sun. Then he said his memories were falling to the soil and he had to go with them. He didn't want to go, but he had to. He squeezed my hand and it hurt, but I didn't mind. Can we wait here a while? Just to see if something will happen?
I met a boy who lost his father just like I did. It's something I don't talk about much. But I did to him. I've been recording everything for you, but this feels private. I'm not sure if I want to share this with the future. I was about your age when I lost my dad. Growing up, everyone said I took after him. I didn't know what it meant exactly, but I felt proud. He fell while climbing a mountain. The other climbers looked for him. He really tried. A friend of his almost fell, maybe in the same spot. The search was called off, but my search kept going. I couldn't understand where he went. Every morning when I woke up, I thought he'd be back. Couldn't he come back just as easily as he disappeared? I was embarrassed to look for him, but I did. I thought about impossibly small places, like in the air of my breath, or in the silence between hearts. It was silly. I felt silly. At the same time I was growing up, I was changing all the time. Every night I would go to sleep and wake up a little different than the day before. And I realized my dad had gone to a place where you don't wake up, where you never change. They must be waiting for us there, in the place we all were before our memories began.
You're still here. The tour's over. That's your prize, okay? I have to go home now. I'll see you someday later today.
Kochi collected objects around the valley and laid them to rest at his father's grave. I've collected memories. Where will they be laid to rest? The museum vault? Has the power of this god decayed like the statue? Or is it as strong as ever? This field was absolutely full of memories. I'm glad I had my pendant, otherwise it would have been overwhelming. These slips are prayers to this God for forgetting things. That didn't seem to work. That didn't seem to work. This is a season when memories echo on and on and on and on. Will the echoes fade away, or will they be cut off abruptly? That didn't seem to work. That didn't seem to work. I knew once I went into the shrine, my time to explore the valley was over. This god must be important to be the only one here.
Who are you? What are you doing here? I hope this isn't your first day on the job. There isn't much season left to record. What's that? Around your neck? That's a pendant. You're wearing a pendant. My God, I've read about those. A pendant to burner 5 memories, 1 for each sense. Who did you make the pendant with? And who lost the memories, you or her? I see. And what was something you burned? You burned an insect shell and a memory? Interesting, right? Similar to what we do here, but different. Yeah. Why do your mind will make it into the next season intact? You're protected by 5 senses, 5 lost memories. What about everyone else? You ever think about that? Well, I don't need one. I'll be right here until the flood takes me. The first days of a new season are just so hopeful. Feeling that kind of hope again would kill me. I'd rather drown. Of course, of course. Few things are as painful. I told you I read about them. Look at you, protected. The rest of the world is not so lucky. Me, the people you've met on your way here, nobody else is protected. You think everyone makes it into a new season intact? Tell that to the boys face down in the parking lot. You know things are about to change. I can tell. A collective pendant to protect a group instead of one person. You're welcome to try. My memories are all over the shrine. You can have them, destroy them, whatever you want. Asking an old monk to invent a new ritual. Let me die in peace. That old doll. What is that? Touch? Everybody had that doll. You'll want a memory for. What did you... collective pendant? A child left this doll here. Is that enough? I guess I won't forget it now. I'll forget it when the flood comes. Music in the air. I used to play this at breakfast. The woman who took care of me would cook. When I was older, I'd cook, and she'd sit and try to sway to the beat. I remember seeing lights like these in the forest. It was Manchez, the famous... only time I ever got to see him, but my eyes were on the crowd, seeing their faces in electric. I grew up in a time when we thought our life... How could we hate each other when we die? The war starts, a season ends.
An old monk surrounded by his memories. Is this a shrine to a god? Or is it a shrine to his past?
That fruit is an acquired taste, but go ahead, try it. Do you like the taste? Really? I remember long ago when I was sneaking into the orchards with another boy, before we knew what was romantic and what wasn't. Stealing those fruits, pretending to love the taste. Pretending to love the taste and pretending not to love each other. Both of us pretending. Oh, it was a tourist. Left me hard. Do I love... I don't know. Do I love being alive? That smell. Old. The woman who took care of... I wanted to learn. Her being so close to me and the smell. She'd get angry. But I'd just get... I asked her, Which direction is God? She said, every direction. I said, so can I pray? And she said, we change the past every time we remember it. I was so happy in that moment to have been found by her. I could have been found by anybody. That's 5. 5 memories. 5 senses. My name is Easel. I was the last monk of Tiang Valley. I never finished my exams to be a monk, but I'm the only one left. I took becoming a monk for granted, because if you're including a ruin like me, you must be serious about recording this. What will you write about me? That's true, but I was once a scared... I was orphaned by the monks, found me on the coast, wandering alone, shell-shocked. Sonia, the head monk, I saw things I shouldn't have. She helped me erase those memories. If I had any memories of my family, I lost them too. But at least I didn't wake up screaming anymore. I was so afraid of accidentally calling her Mom. She was the head monk, even before she ended the war. Sonia, I slept, I forgot, and I grew. The soldiers came to the valley. Sonia hated the war for taking my family, like it took so many others. The most powerful prayers are always made. She figured out how to amplify a prayer that could end a season no one had ever done. She sent me to the coast to turn on the light posts, to signal that the season would end soon. I used to go to the light posts to dream about being born in another season, to imagine a life. I'd like you to have one of these photos, to carry it with you to wherever you're going. Really? Why? She was, to me. They've shut off the power. Won't be long now. Imagine the waves. The water is so deep that I should pray one last. We should both pray. Right now. Your pendant. The sacrifice your mother made to keep you safe. It might be possible to pass on this, to divide its power among the people you've met on your journey, to shepherd them into the next. For a truly strong player, we would need to use up the power of your pendant. I'm not sure it would work. It's never been done before, but I know it would weaken your pendant. In that case, no. Before you light the candle, I want you to think hard about it. Do you want to pass on this blessing, or will you continue your role as a vessel of memory? I can feel the memory, senses, and I have not prayed with any great purpose. Let's set our minds to it. Pray with me. We sink these words into the fragile earth to accompany lost souls. Listen to the record of our lives spinning, and the old woman tapping her foot to the music. Taste the fruit we stole from the orchard, and pretend to love the taste until you truly do. Feel the fabric of a lost doll. Smell the incense of an old evening sun, the caretaker prayer, the scent of the woods and the wedding tree. Turn your eyes to the colored lights. The faces in the crowd are the faces of your children. We offer this prayer on behalf of our companions. Let them find themselves with senses warm and ready for the life of the season to come. You have the sounds of the moment. The moment is already past. We've done all we can. I need to take you out. It can't end here. Let's go.
The true end of the Tiang Valley was not the flood coming. It was when these people would go their separate ways. At the last possible moment, I saw them as a community. Without the protection of my pendant, I felt even closer to them. Whatever happens, we're all in it together. The Grey Hand arrived. He had what he called passports for everyone. He said they were supposed to have a photo, but that his camera was broken and he wanted to use mine. I saw in these little papers the beginning of a new world. He asked me if I could help him. I had only one moment to decide. I said, yes. The Grey Hand thanked me. He gave me a pin and told me their new name would be Floral Path. The monk said he felt like driving all night.
Listen closely. The road behind you leads to the coast. There's an old warning system on the beach. An emergency light that can be seen from the other side of the ocean. You can warn the rest of the world about the change of season. All you have to do is turn it on. It was built to survive anything. I'm sure it still works. Do you understand? Of course.
Easel lives.
I've been thinking about. I have this idea for every sermon I preach, and you will survive. Rest transparent. Farewell.
The elder told me she grew up on a watery republic. The ship was commandeered during the war. On the beach, I move through the wreckage of an old season, and a way to warn the world about the arrival of the next. The cycle will continue. I hope I played my role well. This is a life ring. I like the sound of that. The motto of this watery republic was, "It is possible to have a good time." I hope they did, while it lasted.
Hello. I love you. Ice cream.
No problems.
What this do?
Hmm?
You turned. I think wrong. It's not for sport. My village. I draw the life. You see? You? Safe village. So. Ah, tree. Beautiful tree. I have tree. It's weird, no? I have weird. Public lizard. For everyone. No. I say I live home. My mother no cry good. Your mother? Ah, morning I leave. I go fam? Hello, I leave home. Ah, good. Amazed I kel abe amamola. As nonoste Camila ek ohak. Look at crab now. I see. I like it. I draw what you like. Aha! Sound. To play sound. You play sound.
This is a frog, a small being with an echoing voice.
Good. Here? 3 days together. Sad that I go. He is big man. Good hair. Now, here we are saying.
The lights sent out a warning to the other side of the world. I wondered if anyone was watching. I wondered if anyone remembers what it means. This season is over. My new friend is sailing home in the morning. I've decided to go with him. I feel so scared and so relieved at the same time. I can't think straight. Before sailing into the unknown, I checked in on my journal, my letter to the future. blinding light, and a strange pattern disappeared off the surface of the water. My mind emptied out. But then my senses came alive. I smelled the ocean air, felt the boat rocking, heard the waves rolling, saw someone else was with me. I detected the world for the first time. I was overwhelmed by its beauty and a feeling of possibility. Then I found this journal and I read carefully through each page. It says, "Here is my home, my mom, my friends." I didn't recognize any of them, and the loss hit me. I became aware of a massive absence. And I realized that if it wasn't for this journal, I wouldn't even know I lost anything at all. These pages are a little bridge between us and the world that just disappeared. And I put them together, so that must be who I am. Someone who left their home to take measure of the world before it changed. Here's a record of the people I met along the way, moments from their lives at the end of this era. It seems to have been a season where our minds wandered through memories and dreams of the past. I'll continue taking measure of the world, even if I never make it to a palace of art and memory. No matter where you're reading this, I offer you my journal and the lives inside it. If anything in here escapes from the page into the world, let it be one sentence. Just a few words you heard from a traveler on a bicycle. When at the end of the evening, she turned to you and said, "It is not too late."
How to leave home. For my daughter. Find a sacred square of earth. Lay down so you have the dirt at your back. Close your eyes. Close everything. Do you see for yourself? You see for the dead, for the unborn. Do you listen for yourself? You listen for the dead, for the unborn. Your ancestors are in that dirt. All the living and all the dead are holding you up. Now stand. They're still there, aren't they? It's time to move, to entangle yourself everywhere with everyone. So the next time you lay down in the dirt, you will have so much more to tell them.